There are big holes in the story about the Moskva, the flagship of Russia's Black Sea Fleet, a warship that now rests at the bottom of the sea. It's described as the biggest wartime loss of a naval ship in 40 years, but there's very little vetted information about what happened. There were no reporters, no witnesses when the ship began to sink. So what we're left with are dueling storylines, with Ukraine claiming to have hit it with anti-ship missiles and Russia trying to say otherwise, claiming a fire broke out on board the warship. That's what caused ammunition to explode. That's what damaged the vessel and forced the crew to evacuate. A more complicated story, right? There's no way for news outlets to truly get to the bottom of it. But consider this. The normal crew on the Moskva would have been about 500 sailors. 500. We don't know whether the entire crew was on board when the ship began to sink. But we do know that in a free society, family members and neighbors and lawmakers would be demanding answers from the government. Then again, we also know Russia is not a free society. Even asking questions about this could raise red flags in Moscow. Now, Russia's Ministry of Defense did put out some video on Saturday. Here it is, showing dozens of sailors, allegedly those who escaped from the Moskva. The number of sailors in this formation is unclear, but it's not 500. And they look remarkably fresh-faced for a group that's just endured a harrowing rescue at sea. Skepticism must be applied very liberally to this. Now, at least one crew member was reported killed and has been publicly mourned on a Russian social networking site. A widow posted that her husband, quote, fought to his last breath for the life of the ship. So we know that from a stray social media post. How many more were like him? How many others? In war, so many of the dead are not even counted. In Ukraine right now, their stories never even told. Will we ever know the full story of the Moskva? Or will it be warped by propaganda and the truth never revealed?